to you. All right. So we'll go ahead and get started. I'm sure more people will be joining us. Hello, everyone. I'm Lisa Twilley. I'm the director of the Women's Business Center here at Maryland Capital Enterprises. And just to give you a little information about who we are and what we do, we are a nonprofit based here in Salisbury. We service all the Eastern Shore of Maryland, Baltimore City, Baltimore County, and Anne Arundel County with our free services, such as business consulting, marketing consulting, training workshops such as this. We also do micro and small business loans. So if you need any of our services, I will put my information in the chat, and please feel free to reach out to me. Just to let you know, a few classes that we have coming up, I have on the screen, how to write a business plan and project cash flows. It's April 20th from 12 to 1. And hard math, that's more of a stress relief in the workplace type workshop, April 22nd from 12 to 1. And then Square Solution, tools to run your business, April 28th, 12 to 1. I have a lot coming up. E-commerce, which will be Jessica, who is here with us today. Jessica Koch, she'll be teaching that as well, May 3rd from 6:30 to 7:30. That's an evening one. So as you can see, there's a lot more classes as I scroll down. I'll put the website in the chat too, so you can just click on that. But Jessica, thank you for joining us and doing this for us today. Jessica does a lot of our classes. She is the owner of Jessica Koch Consulting, and she is also a public speaker, and I'll let her tell you a little bit more about herself.
Hi, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful holiday week. I know it's a holiday week for a lot of people, and spring break is here for a lot of people too. So that's kind of exciting. I am the Italian mother of 7. I have been speaking nationally for about 25 years, internationally for, I guess we're going on 4 years now. I own my own consulting firm for about 5 years, and I do sales and marketing consulting, LinkedIn and social media training, and I have a virtual assistant membership program. So there's going to be about 1 million micro tasks as we go through the training today of things that need to get done so that you can achieve all these goals of promoting your events and your courses and the different things that you are launching online or even in person. Some of these techniques will work for that, filling seats for that as well. I think that's one of our biggest challenges is getting people to show up, right? So let's look at some different ways to do that. We're happy that you decided to spend a little holiday time with us. If you want to share information in the chat about where you're from and what you do and what your service is, that's awesome. If you'd like to turn your cameras on and talk to us, that's awesome too. Whatever your comfort level is here today. I have lots of resources for you. I'm kind of the resource queen. You can ask Lisa. I usually share lots and lots of resources. So there'll be more than you can really ingest today. Stay tuned and keep track. Potentially this will be up on Lisa's group's YouTube channel, and they can provide that link for you in the chat as well. I don't know if we have any questions to start off or if anyone to share who they are, what they do, but if not, we're gonna launch away. What do you think? You ready to go, Lisa?
We also have Rochelle with us today. She works with us. I don't know if you've met her or not yet, Jessica. Rochelle, do you want to introduce yourself?
You got all these bashful people hiding behind their cameras.
Sorry.
There she is. And look how pretty she is. There are real people here, Lisa. There are real people here. That's awesome.
Hi, I'm Rochelle. I'm one of the business consultants for Maryland Capital. I also work with the Women's Business Center as well. But yeah, I'm pretty much the go-to person for almost everything.
All right. Well, that's awesome. I'm sure Lisa wants you to put your information in the chat so people can reach out to everybody. And all right, away we go. If you guys are still going to be shy and nobody else wants to turn their camera on and say hi, oh, there's Sarah. All right, she's got her own, started her own business. That's awesome. And there's Catherine and some other people. All right. I am going to share my screen. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
I should tell you the first secret first. I was just thinking about that. First secret first, I have a link in this article that I'm going to share with you. I know some of you will be frantically taking notes, but instead it could be really wonderful if you use the free version of Otter. Otter.ai will take a lot of the notes for you. So if you can't keep up with me, maybe the computer can. So there you go. Some days it can, some days it can't. That's true. So
also, Jessica, I just want to add, so they don't have to take notes if they don't want to. Also, we'll be sending them a recording of this. So if you want to go back and listen to it, we're going to send that to you. So don't freak out if you don't get, because she's a fast talker like she is. She said she is Italian.
That's right, the Italian mother of 7. Okay, so I will tell you that my husband wishes he had the power you're about to have, because you're gonna be able to rewind me and pause me and even play me back at a slower speed. And turn me off altogether. So there you go. You have all the power once you get that recording from Lisa and the amazing Bunky. What can we do without him? All right, so this is the article. I will share this link in the chat, because all of the master links through the rest of the event here will be in this article. So, and if you find you love this presentation later, you can like, share, and comment, right? All right, what I've found, and this is another secret, if you're a speaker on an event somewhere, instead of making a PowerPoint slide, I found it really useful to make articles instead, because then you can share them. You've created another piece of social media content, trying to leverage your time as much as humanly possible. Now, sometimes it's more appropriate to have PowerPoint slides, but inside those slides could be an article that complements all the work you did to pull together the presentation, right? So multi-purposing what you do. All right, 30 plus ways to promote your either online course, your events, your in-person events. It all runs the same thing. If you have a book, oh, and look, someone can't spell course. I know who that someone is. I'll fix that in a minute. And all kinds of other things that you can promote. So it's not just your online course. It can also be an event, a virtual event, a networking event. It could be a masterclass. It could be a webinar. It could be a networking lunch and learn at the local restaurant around the corner. Whatever kind of event you may be leading or having, or even, like I said, even if you have a book, a lot of these principles will be really good for this. Knowing who you're talking to. I've done a lot of presentations, and article writing and blogging and building out your social media and sales, marketing, copywriting, and all different kinds of things. And all of them come back to knowing who your audience is. So if you want for fun, you can take 90 seconds and I'll show you what this happy little link will do. I'll put it in the chat. Lots of things go in the chat. Knowing the voice of especially the largest majority of your best clients is really important. So you can speak their language and use keys and terms that are appropriate to them. This is a wonderful, fun one. This is a free link that I've sent you where you can crack your own code. And essentially what you do is you decide what are your values? What values speak the loudest to you? And you put them in order based on how those go. So the values in the blue card here are structure and stability and systems and planning and processes and predictability and rules and credentials and titles and tradition, right? The traditional things. Then this red action card, we're more talking about a red carpet treatment, freedom, flexibility, spontaneity, action taking. They want to win. Their image really matters to them. These people carry the name brand bags and, you know, and all of the fancy stuff. They will pay more. People in this who are high in this color will pay for the VIP treatment because they want that extra special feeling, right? And so knowing these things about who your customers are when you're trying to attract them to anything, a course, an event, your book or whatever, is important to know, because then you can use some of these key value terms in your marketing, right? And then the yellow person, we've got the little happy little Sunflower here. These people are all about community and charities and causes and collaboration and the story behind it, you know, based on a true story. That's the kind of movie they're going to want to watch. You know, anything that, you know, brings together that warm and fuzzy, huggy. They want everyone to get along. They're really authentic and amazing. They're great connectors. People really value this kind of person in their life. And then the people who lead with the green, and this happens to be my handsome, amazing husband. This is a little bit more of the Star Treks of the world, you know, live long and prosper, is the science of it all, the kind of really big picture, the really in-depth research. If there is a lot of information on something before they make a decision, like white papers and back research and what did John Hopkins say about it, and all of the different amazing things that they can get their hands on, that's like candy to them. They want it all. They want to read it all. The person over here in the action says, let me out of there. I do not want to read it all. Give me the short story. Tell me how this is going to make my life happy and fast and good. And then I'm out, you know, and they make a quick decision and they purchase and they're away. This person's going to chew on it for a while, research it for a bunch of times, and think about it for a long time. So dragging, put these in order and finding out who you are is super helpful. And really cool thing about the app that is connected to this, and again, in learning who your people are, is they have, if you decide to get involved in the program further, other than taking the free little test, there is this happy button here that is connected into LinkedIn that connects to a CRM system that they provide if you choose to play with this. And it, based on how the person, this Jacqueline person, has written her profile and the words she's chosen, this is her value system. And so now I would know, if I reached out to her, I'm going to tell her, hey, I would love for us to find a way to collaborate and work together, because under the N, that value system card had collaboration, was a big community and collaboration. And I want to share with you how my affiliate program is tied to a cause, because charity is a big thing on this yellow card. Remember, we were looking at those values. So the really cool thing is I can take the full information, all her stuff in her profile, her email, her phone number, everything she's listed on this page. And with a click of a button, I can add it to my CRM system. And whammo bammo, it's there. A click of a button, all the data and information is now in my CRM system for this person. So I just find that super, super huge and helpful. All right, so now that we kind of know who we're talking to and we're thinking about the key values and terms and the words that we're going to use as we're building our different kinds of marketing material to promote this event or course, well then, social media. Ta-da! Well, I promised out of the box ways. That doesn't seem very out of the box. That seems very in the box. It seems like everybody is doing social media, right? So how is this special? Well, here's the deal. Even though you're going to do some things that are outside the box, don't forget to do the things that are on the main checklist, right? Like creating a LinkedIn event, creating a Facebook event, posting on all your platforms, and making sure you're posting inside groups, following the group's rules. But most groups have at least one day a week where you can do what they call self-promotion, where you can share information about your course or your event coming up or different things. Also talk to people, engage, you know, comment back and answer. That is one of the big ways social media often gets missed. Also recommendations and notifications. Please make sure you're doing and keeping some of this. Now, this can be really a lot and can be even overwhelming. The other thing I'll suggest, though, is create a spreadsheet of a list of the top 50 to 100 people who truly love you and are on social media, and they want to help you promote your event and have you be successful. Because when you create a LinkedIn event or a Facebook event and you invite them to it, you can then send them a special note via email, text message, phone call, or direct message, because these are people who are, remember, this is a list of people who love you, and you can ask them specifically, hey, can you go into that event I sent you? And even if you can't show up, could you please invite your friends? Because the platforms will let them invite 500 to 1,000, depending on which platform you're on, of their friends. So then you're getting access to an even large. So imagine if you did 500 to 1,000 of somebody else's friends times 50 to 100 of other people, now you're really starting to make some traction here on social media. So it's not just about making sure you're using it, it's also using it well and having a plan and organizing yourself. One of the other things I love to share is this template. So I have a template of how we as a company, because I mentioned we have a virtual assistant membership program, and we organize, this is just a sample, so there's one little post here, but the idea is you have your date, your theme, the kind of content. So is it a GIF, a video clip, something curated, your caption, the reference link. You should always be driving them somewhere. This reference link would be driving to them to this event that's in the image that I'm posting. And this was, you guessed it, an event with Lisa. And then hashtags and people that you can tag. And then if you have a team doing this for you, there's notes on revisions needed to be made in the image, any comments, whether it's approved. Once it's approved, the team can then schedule it to be posted on the appropriate spaces. What's most exciting about having a plan like this? Oh, this just looks like extra work. I'm just going to post randomly and post whenever I think of it or when I have a second. Well, guess what? If you do it this way and then you title these sheets by each month of the year, so April 2022, May, June, July, August, by the time you roll around to next April, you'll have this spreadsheet. You'll be able to come here and look at your entire month's worth of social media and posting and go, okay, what were the things we were focused on last year? What things can we repurpose? How can we change this up so it has some variety and a different feel, but still is in line with our message? You don't have to start from ground zero, from ground one. So making next year's April spreadsheet for content is going to be so much faster and automated, whether you're doing it yourself or you have a team doing it for you. This is hugely important. Another amazing tool when you are building out your social media, you don't want to beat them to death with a hammer or a bat saying, come to my show, come to my class, buy my course, all of the things, right? You can sprinkle it in with some fun and funny and actually even really valuable posts on different days that are national days of, right? So there are a bunch of them that are just super silly. And then there are some that are really, really fun that are good. So, you know, let's see. National Employee Benefits Day, National Library Workers Day, right? So featuring people, student athletes, Walking Day, Child Help National Day of Hope, you know, so they also have ones where they're, you know, promoting awareness around autism or supporting different causes and different organizations that are pretty wonderful to remember. But some of them are just truly fun, right? Let's see. Oh, National Orchid Day. That's kind of a fun one, right? And they also have, one of my favorites is, oh, Animal Crackers Day. Who didn't have animal crackers when they were a little kid, right? And you can, the cool thing is you can tell a story about this. You can also, I make a killer pineapple upside down cake and I have a secret recipe, right? And so that's something I could share and talk about and even show photographs of cakes I've made in the past with my kids. I was a Girl Scout a long time ago, Earth Day, who doesn't want to promote Earth Day? But this helps you because sometimes what do? You wake up and you go, oh my gosh, I didn't realize it was Earth Day, right? I should have made a post about that. And then you scramble into Canva and then you try to make a post about that. But if you're going through and taking a look at what's going on in the world, National Pretzel Day. My family and I, on one of our holidays, took our kids to a pretzel factory and actually got to play with the dough and watch the process and make them. And I could tell that story and I probably have a snapshot of it, right? So you do want to choose things that speak to your brand and speak your story and connect to you, or you have a memory or something that's going on. National Superhero Day, great fun post. What superhero do you see yourself as, or which superpower do you wish you had, right? I'd like a time machine. I'd like to make time pause for everyone else so I could get everything done that I want to do. And then press play again, right? So that I'm all caught up and done. Those are my fantasies with superhero powers. National Raisin Day, maybe your grandmother had an amazing oatmeal raisin cookie recipe or something like that, right? So you just go through and choose some of them and sprinkle them in between all of what you're sharing with them to drive them to something, because we don't want to just continue to send them to things. Now, one of the other really great ways, and this is something I have one of my assistants on my team attends every week for me, a posting party. And so we create a post and she attends that event, and it's a room full of anything from 15 to 50 people. And everybody comes equipped with a post, everybody posts them, and then everybody in that event then goes to everybody else's post within the event and likes, share, and comments on their post. This is huge in developing higher ranking in your social media engagement. And a lot of them are constantly, the people who run these are constantly changing the tactics and the ways and things you do. And they give you really specific directions and instructions on what to do. Let me see, just move some of this. All right, so one of the things I want to show you is if you go into Posting Party on Facebook and you pull up events, you'll see that there is one already that someone has going here. There was one that 18 people went to this one. There's also groups, so Posting Party groups, and sometimes they call it social media posting party, but virtual Facebook posting party templates, posting party groups that you can then find out when other posting parties are happening. I also did the same search inside LinkedIn. So that's another place you can look for them. And there's another one coming up here on the 18th, and it looks like it's already got 13 attendees that are interested in it. And then Eventbrite. Eventbrite has quite a few of them. Eventbrite's a little bit persnickety because these events almost are 100% of the time virtual. And Eventbrite's determined to find things near you, but they do have a lot of really great posting parties already advertised. Here's a couple, and these links are all in the article, so no panicking. But this is an individual who professionally, one of the main things she does is run social media engagement parties. And she really stays with her finger on the pulse of how to best use and how things are changing in the algorithms, because it's a living, breathing thing, right? It's never going to be 100% consistent. Grand Connection is another one that runs an event. They have a membership fee. However, they have about 3 events a month that you can attend totally for free. And they have a regular posting party, and their next one is May 11th. This is another one I participate in, Selling on the Spot. It's fantastic. And they do a quarterly price, and then they really work with you on strategy and planning and getting your posts organized for the quarter. And there is a fee for that, but it's fantastic. So, and it's very affordable. And it also makes you stay consistent and go, right? Because if you pay for something, that's what I find. That's the one my assistant attends for me without fail, because we're paying for it. The other ones, oh, well, if we don't have time or we can't make it, it's not a big deal because we didn't pay anything anyway, right? So free can be good, but free can also keep you from being as consistent as you should be. All right, here's the other thing to remember. We talked about, I know we want to be out of the box and we want to get away from not just talking about social media all the time, but here's the other thing that cracks me up. I mean, people seem to think social media is TikTok, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and I don't know what else, Instagram, Twitter, and then the end, right? There are 100+ social media sites out there in the planet. Now, I am not suggesting that you go to 100 different events or different platforms, but I am suggesting that once a year you look at the platforms you're on, and then take a look at some of the other platforms that are out there and decide, hey, maybe we're not getting any traction on this platform. Maybe we should, I don't say completely drop it, but don't put as much energy into this one this year. And how about we focus on one of these other ones that seems to really have a following of our ideal customer, right? Because that's the idea. And the other idea is, if you keep saying, if you have the same 5,000 friends on Facebook and you keep saying, hello, I'm here by my stuff. Hello, I'm here by my stuff. Hello, I'm here by my stuff. And people aren't buying your stuff, then maybe it's time to, put a little less energy and time there and take a look at what some of these other potential platforms might have to offer, and who is, and the kind of audiences that's hanging out here. The other one that I really like that I don't know is listed in here is Alignable, especially if your product and your events are local and regional. Alignable is fantastic. And Reddit has a lot more to offer than people know about. There's actually, they have groups and other different things that are exciting. So there is a lot of sites out there, and good to see what your options are, right? And I also say there are alternatives to LinkedIn. Alignable is probably one of the best ones. Again, it's local and regional, but I do have an additional article in here to other things that are great alternatives to LinkedIn. Meetup is an interesting one that they suggest, and mostly it's because of the different kinds of groups and things that you can pull together there. Same with, so Job Case is more focused on the job portion or the resume feel of the LinkedIn space. Opportunities is cool because it's kind of a matching site. So if you need something, it can send something. Lunch Meet is more like a local, regional, again, more like Alignable, where you actually find people in your community who want to meet up on and have a business, almost spontaneous event when your schedules line up. There are lots of forums and Twitter threads. This is another one where you may not be fully taking advantage, where there are communities that have a conversation going on, and that may be just a really great way for you to be reaching your client. The same with Reddit, right? It has communities that are completely free, and it's a really missed opportunity. The same with Slack, and Facebook groups are great. A lot of people are taking a good advantage of Facebook groups. Just follow the rules and make sure, if you're in a lot of groups, especially if the groups are exactly your ideal customer, make sure you're making a spreadsheet of those groups and including the rules, and then marking the days that it is okay to make a post about something that you've got going on, so that then you can incorporate that into your social media schedule, following the rules within those posting groups, because you'll make more traction and you'll keep yourself out of trouble. I'm a big believer in following the rules. Oh, display is a super fun one. Let me show you that. Display is on your phone only. This is a fantastic app. The link I share in the article, if you're kind enough to use it, I do get credit for you signing up. However, it's a free app to use. The interesting thing about display is we're talking about taking all this time and effort to build out a social media schedule and plan and information. But how about getting paid for it? So this display actually pays the contributors. So the posting contributors get a small portion of the ads revenue that display receives as a company. This is a really exciting concept. And a matter of fact, some of the top creators on Instagram are already kind of getting that. It's been whispered around, I don't know if they've actually launched it, that Instagram was going to start paying some of the top contributors, again, a share of the ad spend, right? Similar to eventually YouTube did the same thing, right? They're sharing a share of the ad spend when the content is valuable and good and meets all these criteria that that YouTube has. Okay, so if you have a book or an online course or something like that, I also say consider it being an event. So you say, well, if it's a click and buy course, how can that be an event? Well, one of the really creative things you can do is a collaboration with someone. And you could pick 12 someones that you love that have amazing programs also, and maybe even an affiliate program, meaning if you promote them, and they sell something, they're gonna share a portion of that revenue with you. That's kind of the short story of how an affiliate works. You could feature them as a guest feature and have something they're giving away be a bonus to the course set event. And so in that little live or interview or streaming of featuring that guest promoter, you can say, for this month only, anyone who buys my course will get this amazing person's XYZ that they've agreed to share with your community, right? And then you, in turn, do the same thing for them, right? You be a featured guest on their product or service, and then they can feature you, and you offer to give some sort of free something. It doesn't have to be your course. You could create a micro training or an ebook or something like that, that month only, when their people bought that course, they would receive that, and you would be the featured guest kind of bonus on that for that event. And then that can be created as an actual event, which means it can be registered different places. Now let's talk about that. Where can you put your events and your courses and your book launches and all the different things that you're trying to promote out there? One of my favorite free places, this is the DC, Maryland, Virginia metro area. The site really promotes them, because so outside of Eventbrite and Facebook and LinkedIn, there are hundreds of sites, and many of them free, where you can add your event. You can add your event here even if you live in California, because a lot of times it's a virtual event, and they take virtual events, and it's 100% free. So this is your Baltimore, Washington, Virginia area. You can add your events here, and Lisa, yes, even you too could add all your events here every month to this Networking Advocate website, so that people could find the webinars that your organization is offering and the trainings that you're offering. So this is a fantastic place to upload your events for free and to find really great events to go to, both in person and virtual. I also have a list here of over, I think it's over 100 or over 50 different sites that are free and some that are not free. So we went through and we kind of did some research for you and shared some of the different sites that you can post your event to and get some more exposure, maybe. And like I said, I don't expect you to do all of them, but think about, if you're doing the top three, the four, Meetup, Eventbrite, LinkedIn, Facebook, then, maybe rotate every other month, trying a new one to see if you can get some new eyes and some new audience in your space. Okay, so let's see. So that's that link. Ads. Okay, so not super out of the box either, and I'm not a big fan, but there is some effectiveness to ads on different platforms. But I am also a believer that if you are going to go the ad route, that you really should be working with an expert to help you through that, because it could also be a really big lose a lot of money. And I call them dragons, right? Because you can really lose a lot of money. There are definitely different, you have to be careful with doing large mass emails outside of your own list. If people haven't opted in, you want to make sure any kind of list kind of tool that you use is spam compliant and is following all the rules. They've got opt-ins for business kind of information that's similar to what you're offering, and then you run it through their server versus your own server to keep your own email clean and tight. Affiliate programs. This is a fantastic way to make sure that you are getting as much promotion as possible. So I use a WordPress-based website, and I use a simple plugin for an affiliate program. Now, there are standalone affiliate programs, things like Thrivecart and softwares. It's basically a software that allows you to electronically track your people who send people to you, right? So, you know, in the old days, we called it a referral fee. Now we call it an affiliate program because it's electronic and it is trackable. So right on my site, I immediately have a tab that talks about my affiliate program. Now, if someone comes here and signs up as an affiliate, they get a login, they create a login, and they can log in, they can see how many times their specific affiliate link for my programs was clicked and how many were sold. And then they receive payment through PayPal. And most of these softwares work that way. You want to make the relationship really transparent. You want to make it easy for people to be your affiliate. And guess what else? Causes can be your affiliate. So I do some LinkedIn classes and training, and I have American Cancer Society, excuse me, and several other nonprofits that are an affiliate and use it as a fundraiser. So instead of a tin of popcorn or some wrapping paper, they're promoting this LinkedIn class for college students and people who are unemployed and business owners who want more business on LinkedIn. They're sharing in their newsletter and on their social media, hey, take this course, and then they get 40% of the sale. In my case, you decide what your percentages are, but having an affiliate program can be like having a small army of people, and it doesn't have to be a nonprofit. It can be just another business professional. I'm sure you have some sort of person that is your ideal collaboration partner. Like if you're a finance person, well, that's a bad example because they have a lot of rules. But let's just say you're, oh, I know, let's say you're in the wedding space, right? And you are a wedding photographer. Well, you could have an affiliate and referral fee for people who send people your way. And those ideal partners are things like the video guy and the cake person and the venues and all these people who are dealing with your same customers are your best affiliates. And having this really transparent, trustworthy, safe way to track that little bit of revenue that you're able to share when someone signs up with you because they posted you on their social media, or they emailed their newsletter and featured you, or they went and did a live video and said, hey, for a great photographer, check out this guy, use the link in the comments below and sign up. And sign up for a one-on-one with him to learn more. And, you know, that link tracks that you sent that person. And when the deal closes, you get a piece of the action, so to speak, right? But it's a wonderful way to be able to connect valuable people that, you know, do great work and also have a trickle of an additional revenue stream coming in. And it is also a wonderful way to have a small army of salespeople out there that you're not paying as employees or as salespeople, right? They are out there promoting you because they know first of all, they're talking to your ideal customer anyway, because that's their customer too. And second of all, it's an additional trickle of a revenue stream for them. And they know, like, and trust you, so they want to refer you. Other ways that you often might not think of is if you're paying membership for anything. So if you're paying membership in a chamber or a specific kind of group, you may also be able, again, finding out the rules, getting permission, and even using an affiliate link of that group member to be featured in front of their entire group. And then if they're featuring you with their affiliate link of your program, they're also going to receive revenue. A lot of these people who are growing these groups like Facebook and LinkedIn to the thousands and thousands of people, they really want to be able to monetize that group. I mean, they put a lot of work into it, and they want to do things that nurtures their community, that supports their community, but also brings value financially, right? Economic development and organizations like Lisa's are really wonderful partners. And I know in my local economic development, they will actually also allow me to share to the community calendar some of my online classes and courses, as long as they're free or really reasonably priced. So you just have to ask. It's not a yes everywhere, but it doesn't hurt to ask, right? Same with community-based websites. So those websites, for me, it's SOMD or the baynet.com. And those are local sites that have, like, what are the local Easter egg hunts, you know, in my area? What's the, I mean, not to be sad, but the local obituaries and classifieds and local news and local, right? Those are really highly trafficked sites. Matter of fact, our local sites have so much traffic that Google pays them to place ads on them because they get so many fresh new eyeballs and hits every single day from the community, because they're looking for things like what's the weather, what's the news, what's the concerts or festivals or events in our local community coming up. And so they know this website is a source for that. If you look at your own community-based websites that are similar to that, they also have a community calendar, and it's often free or very inexpensive to be the featured event on that website, which is huge because of the amount of eyeballs that you can receive. And virtual events are being more and more welcomed by all of these different kinds of sites. You just need to call and find out what the rules are. Clubhouse is, I know it was sort of a flash in the pan for a while there. Everybody was talking about Clubhouse. It's kind of calmed down, but the rooms are still strong as ever. I am a big believer in going to and attending where butts are already in seats to feature and talk about my stuff whenever possible. And Clubhouse is a great opportunity for that. So for example, you can attend different rooms where your audience is, that's your people, those are your customers. And when they open up the stage for opportunities to speak, grab the mic and get on the stage and say something about, share some valuable advice and your expertise in your field of work. And then make sure you offer a free gift where they can go to your Instagram profile and maybe sign up to get a free ebook or checklist or micro training or something, so that you can grow your list at the same time that you're inside a really largely filled Clubhouse room, but somebody else is organizing and running it. Another great thing is to make some really strong relationships. Now, genuine and ethical and good relationships with people who have built a large space on Clubhouse. Guess what it is when you do that? It's a lot of work. And guess what those people are looking for? Guest moderators. And so you can build a nice relationship with that person and say, look, I'm happy to take on some of the work here and be a guest moderator. So if that person has set up a room that meets every single week, don't you think they have a week they want a darn day off, but they want the room to still run? They do. The need for guest moderators is so huge, and people don't think about that. So raise your hand, offer to help out running in the room, but make sure you stay, ethical and transparent and respectful to the owner of that room, and get their permission to share whatever it is you offer or sell before doing so as a moderator in the room. So just making sure you are doing all the right things. You really can, again, you will grow your Instagram like crazy and your Twitter. And you also can grow your list if you strategically place a capture lead page inside your Instagram or Twitter accounts in your profiles, and mention those so that they can grab them when they go. And now you can record your Clubhouse rooms and so much more. So it's expanding in its longevity. It used to be like, oh, once you were on and then you were off and then it was gone, it just went away into the air. Now there's a lot more features with Clubhouse. Now, Ringless voicemail drops. So one of the things that I'm going to show you really quickly, let's see, I'm going to show you in one of these other, I'm going to bring you to a whole new LinkedIn one because I didn't plan to do this, but I am a big believer in backing everything up. And I'm going to show you one of the reasons why this is so important. I showed you how I could add to my CRM system with a click of a button LinkedIn. One of the other things you should know is how to back up LinkedIn and your data in LinkedIn. So the steps for this are go to My Network. So that's the first thing you click once you get into your account. And then you're going to click the number here where you see your number of connections. Click the actual number. So the very next thing you're going to click is this gray spot here. And it's Manage Synced and Imported Contacts. And the very next thing you're going to click is under Advanced Actions, Export Contacts. Now, if you do the whole enchilada, download the large data file, then you will receive everything, all of your articles, your connections, your invitations, your recommendations, your messages. That's really huge. Everything in your profile, all this information. And you want to do this, you want to put this on your calendar to do this action once a quarter, because we don't own any of these platforms. And that's, you really want to spread things around. You want to have a backup for everything. You want to own all your data and videos and images and pictures and articles everywhere. And you want to do so by backing up your data, because you own your connections, your relationships, and your data. You do not own these platforms, and they can decide they're done and just not show up anymore for work, and then where do you go from there, right? So doing your best to own your own platforms, your own membership sites, your own membership portals, your own storage and cloud storage is really, really important. Do not lean on all of these services that are free to hold all your data. Now, when you do this, it takes about 24 hours. If you've never done it, it'll probably come in 2 zip folders. And if you remember Inspector Gadget, Inspector Gadget, one of my favorite cartoons when I was a kid, you will find that this message will self-destruct. So if you do not get your data within a reasonable amount of time, this information and that zip folder will no longer be valid and good. So you need to keep your eye for it. Sometimes they send you an email, sometimes they don't. So come back into this space and it'll say pending. And if I went through all the rest of the steps, it usually says download is available within 24 hours. That's sometimes 72 hours. So again, it could be 1 zip folder or 2. So pay attention, especially if you've never done this before, and then save that to your computer. I also store it into an external hard drive as well as a cloud, right? Now, why am I telling you all this and why did I jump to this? Well, because your data, so let me look back over here again. Remember how when I clicked on this individual's profile and we added her with a click of a button to my database? Well, that's because inside here, she offers a lot of information. So if you're not using a tool like I have to make it fast and easy, when you export your data, you get a spreadsheet of all your connections. Now on here, she has quite a bit of information, everything from her birthday to her Twitter handle, her email, her address, her phone number, all her websites. She has really done a good job filling out her profile. And if you want to reach out and let people know you have an event coming or a book launch coming or a course coming or a mastermind coming, one of the tools and things you can use if you have your contacts in a spreadsheet with their phone numbers is an amazing thing called Ringless voicemail drop. Again, this is my affiliate link. So if you choose to use this service, I always love it when you use my link because, multiple drips of revenue is not a bad thing. The reason I chose, I did a lot of research on different Ringless voicemail drops. One, you need to find one that's spam compliant. This one is because the phone never rings. It goes directly into a voicemail, and typically works whether it's a landline or whether it's a cell phone number. The other reason I chose this one is because I'm not a big fan of monthly fees, right? You don't have to sign up and pay month after month after month. You can maybe have 2 big events a year. You can do 2 big reach out calls twice a year. So, and that's all you do. You pay for the one you want to do, and then that's it. And if you have another one coming, you pay for another one. So it really gives you more flexibility. And the other thing that's exciting about this is it's actually your voice. So for example, I could say, hi, this is Jessica Koch. We're connected on LinkedIn. I have this amazing event coming up. I did send you an email about it. Just want to make sure you get it. If you have any questions, give me a call. And that recorded voice of my voice will go to all the people that I selected in the spreadsheet, and they'll also have received an email from me because my team will do that for them. And this is a really great way to increase the number of people who attend your events and to reach out to people. We want to do things that feel personal, that feel real and human and connected without also giving up all of our time for that, right? So I'm constantly trying to find tools and resources that we can use that are a nice, happy balance of that. They give us a little bit of automation and freedom with our life so that we can live, but also value authentically relationships and how business grows organically and appropriately without being too salesy. So I think this is a really powerful way to help with that. So Ringless voicemail drop is one of my favorite tools. There are also other telemarketing services. I know one of the where actual live humans call people. I think the most inexpensive one I know about is about $30 an hour. And I know how to set you up for that if you're interested in that. And then there are other telemarketing services that run, and I have some great referrals for that as well. Being on a podcast. So being on a podcast and speaking gigs, this is a huge way to promote your book, your event, your online course, your masterclass, whatever things you've got going on in your world. Podcast, this is one of my favorite sites. I have gotten so many where it just shows up in my inbox and they say, hey, we'd like to feature you on our podcast. We feel like you're a really good fit. And I totally love that. I actually am a founder of this software. So when it first came out, I was smart enough to say, yeah, I'll pay the $100 for a lifetime access to this brand new baby software that had no people on it. Now they have a gazillion people on it. And again, the link, almost all the links in my article are some sort of an affiliate link. There is a fee for this service, but I am featured on here. This is my kind of talk topics. And so people looking for guests can look for guests. And if you're looking for a show, you can look for a show. You can look for shows by categories. And then you can reach out to these show hosts and say, hey, I feel like I'd be a great guest on your show. Would you consider having me? Here's my speaker sheet. Here's some of my references. And we get to actually communicate directly in the platform, and I get messages all the time. The other thing that is wonderful is they match you up. Now they'll go through the platform now that it's gotten so big, and they'll make some suggestions for you and say, hey, we think these shows are awesome for you. Or if you have a show, they say, hey, we think these guests are awesome for you. And about once a week, I think they send me an email where I can review that and see if that makes good sense. And this podcasts are a wonderful place to talk about whatever's going on next with you. All right, speaking opportunities. OMG, there are so many ways to get speaking opportunities. I really like this particular platform just because they've been in the business so long, in person. Now, I don't know if they do hybrid at this point for both in person and on site, but I know if you wanted to do and get back to being in person and being at an event, this Small Business Expo gives speakers opportunities to do small workshops, to be a key speaker, to be featured, to set up a vendor table, or just attend. You can attend as an attendee for free, or at least you used to be able to attend for free, and they have them all over the United States. And I don't know if it's free or not anymore, but let's see. San Diego, no time like the present. All right, so you can register or upgrade. So that looks like potentially there's a free and maybe even a VIP, right? So let's see. It's, yeah, register to attend, it's free. All right, and then I'm imagining there's probably some sort of upgrade. So I'm going to close this out now because it said VIP, right? Or upgrade. Okay. All right, so I love this one for that kind of an event, but there are so many other things here. I've got all kinds of people talking to me. All right. Okay, so I have an article actually, and I teach a class just on how to get more speaking gigs online and on LinkedIn, actually specifically using LinkedIn. This is a class I teach, and this is the article that goes with it, but there's some great information in here if you're trying to get more speaking opportunities and what you should have together and prepared for speaking. You need things like a speaker sheet, and we show you examples of that, and a sizzle wheel, and just lots of different, a free gift and different things like that. Now, this is a really great one. Again, remember all my links, if you choose to use them, are appreciated. But Speakers Playhouse is a free weekly Thursday event where I have never been on where there's less than 60 people, and many times it has been over 100 people. And it's 90 minutes, and they feature the first round they go through is anyone who has a speaking opportunity. So if they're running a summit or a podcast, or they have a place that they're looking for speakers, they announce their show, they put all their information in the chat, and they talk about shows. There's usually never less than 30 different potential shows or summits or speaking opportunities available when I go. And then they let everybody in the room go around and say their name, their talk title, and who their audience is, and put all their contact information in the chat. So it's a great synergy of opportunity to really, if you want to fill your speaker calendar, this is seriously a way to do it. Another amazing tool, and most of these, and this one I can't imagine will be free forever, but right now this directory, again, please use my link that's in the article, but this directory is people who are accepting speaker applications right now. And on top of that, you can list yourself as a speaker in the directory. And right now, this is free. And like I said, it's because the platform is new. And when you get on it, when it's new, then you get to stay that way and grandfathered in, right? And so people can come here, find me, see what my talk titles are and some information about me, and invite me to speak on their event, which I have spoke on many virtual summits using that space and that platform. The other nice thing about it is because it's so intimate, you can more easily be found. This is another great one. It's a virtual community of, and we meet once a month. Now this one is $20 to attend, where the other one is free. And Grand Connections, I talked to you about them a few minutes ago. They have a LinkedIn posting party like we talked about. Well, they also have speaking opportunities. Now there is a membership fee, but there are 3 events every single month that you can attend absolutely for free. Like, I like to share with you things that don't have a price tag necessarily, or have a very low price tag. And this is a really wonderful community, because if and when you decide to join, they do have a membership directory, so you can connect with all the members this way. It's very virtual and very global. And they do invite some of their members to speak on several of their events. And I've gotten a lot of traction and clients from this. And also they help you feature your events, and you can put up listings and your products, and they promote them out on their newsletter and their social media. They're just a really wonderfully collaborative organization to work with. So one of the other things I say that is really helpful as you begin to promote your book and your online course and your master classes and your networking events and all the things you're trying to get out in the world is find a way to connect them to a cause, right? So a lot of what I do connects to this particular cause. It's one of my favorite. And on top of that, it has a networking event. And as a volunteer, I run one of their networking events, and it supports youth girl leadership. And they have a virtual networking once a month, and I run that on Zoom. And it's from women from all over the world that are supporting each other's business, but in addition, they're supporting each other. They're supporting the growth and development of young girls. They have 4 pillars of success. It's know themselves, dream big, overcome obstacles, and take action. There's actually a curriculum for this. It's becoming an online course. It's almost finished. It's starting to reach globally, but it is physically in several high schools and programs supporting young girls. All right, so we've talked about almost this entire time, making sure you know who wants and needs your services, your course, your book, your information, and figuring out where they hang out. Blogs is a huge and very helpful space. Now, if you sign up for Help a Reporter Out, I will give you some advice that I wish I would have taken or wish I would have known before I did it. Help a Reporter Out will help you write stories and support journalists in really high level publications and be featured on them as a contributing writer. They send you the list of information and topics that they're interested in having someone write on, and then you submit and respond to them. Really wonderful way to draw more audience to you, to get featured and seen. Fantastic use of time. And if you're writing an article anyway, to go on your blog or to go on LinkedIn or wherever, why not have it be featured in, on Fox News or Time or ABC, or the New York Times. So, that's an exciting thing to do. Now send this when you sign up, please send this to email that you don't check every day because they send, I think they send 2 a day, 2 emails a day. And that's just one of those things. So you can always set up an automatic send it to a folder kind of thing, but they send a lot of them. All right. So when you're writing all these amazing and exciting articles for other people and for yourself, I have another great tool for you because I told you lots of resources. I did promise and I keep my promises. So you're going to see that this is one of my favorite headline generators. It's totally free. Yes, the link is in the article. You can put a noun or a verb in here. Let's see. Let's do, let's do mindset. Let's see. Is that a noun? I don't know. But one of the things I love is, they give lists. So believing these 6 myths about mindset keeps you from growing. They give you all kinds of really interesting titles. They tell you the best, so the best 100 quotes on mindset, the A to Z of mindset, should fixing a mindset take 100 steps. Like, these are some fun and interesting titles, right? And then the how to, how to teach mindset better than anyone else, how to, have a better mindset in less than 10 minutes, and, questions, right? Is mindset a scam? Shh, listen, do you hear the sound of mindset? I'm pretty sure that's not a good one, but you can go through and find some really fun and interesting, exciting ones. One's based on love, one's based on other things, one based on celebrities and secrets. And be careful with celebrities. I don't know what the laws are about that. Talk to an attorney. But snarky and funny ones, and see how to lose money with mindset. That's a real thing. Okay. Your mindset can cause you to lose money. That is a good one, right? So going through and finding ones about business, about motivation, about problems. The list is endless. An interesting thing that happens if you spend some time with some of your key skill sets and your key knowledge and putting those terms in here, both as a verb or as a noun, and playing with this some, you can come up with ideas for talks that you can build or design, classes you can teach, articles you'll want to write. You haven't written it yet, but you're not just looking for a title. Sometimes you're just looking for inspiration, right? And again, organizing what you're doing in advance with your plan, right? We talked about the social media plan. That's hugely powerful and wonderful. So the headline generator is thebomb.com. What if it's really hard for you to write an article and you just stare at the piece of paper and you go, oh my gosh, what am I going to write about? It's a blank piece of paper. Just use Otter. If you're better at talking than writing, then, which I am clearly very good at talking, then just talk, right? So all this time that we've been on here, I have been running Otter because my mouth has been running, right? And now I can download this later and create a really wonderful long form written article without a lot of work, because I was doing this anyway. So I'm always trying to teach people to multi-purpose the time you have, because OMG, we only have a little bit of time. All right. So how about, what if you were going to make your social media plan? Display was going to pay you for uploading your content, your posts and your images and all that. And you're going to create articles and blogs, and someone else was going to pay you for that. How about you could get paid to create your own social media content? How cool would that be? Well, it is possible, my friends. I tell you things that are true. All right. So here is an amazing list. And again, this link is in the the article, so don't panic, but 33 different places that will actually pay you. And it's not a small amount. You're not talking like 20 bucks or 50 bucks. I mean, some of these people are paying you up to $300 for a well-written article. Now they have requirements, they have ways you have to write, they have to, be informative and educational, and you have to go figure out how each site works and how to apply. But how exciting is that, right? To actually be able to be producing content, because you need to produce it anyway, and then also get paid to submit these articles and post them. And then be featured on their platforms as well. So you're getting more exposure again. And of course, if they find you, they will again have some sort of contact information to lead back to you, to lead back to the course or the book or the event or whatever it is you're trying to promote. You're getting really extra exposure here. Now, what if I don't have time to build my social media plan or to create all these articles? What if you could pay someone for just a few dollars an hour to write the article and build out all your social media posts, and then get paid even more than you're paying them to do the work? How's that grab you? And you don't even have to spend the time doing it, right? How exciting would that be? Well, this too, my friend, is possible. So this again is my link. So please use my link if you decide to use this site. It is one of the places. I told you I have a virtual assistant membership program. We have almost 50 VAs in our program. And this is a place that I go and find and interview and hire and train some of our key team members. Please use my link to sign up. It is free to sign up. It is free to add a job post. It is free for these people who are looking to be hired to put a profile up. The way the platform gets paid is if you find someone and hire them and pay them through the platform, they keep a little bit of that money. So the person getting paid does lose a little bit of it, but guess what? If you were going to send them money on PayPal or any other platform out there, they're going to lose some of that money, and that platform is going to keep the money, because that's often how the platforms make money, right? But it is free for them to promote themselves. It is free for you to post a job and look for people. And some of these people are absolutely amazing. And this is what I do. I search through here. I put it, you can put in price points and skill sets and locations of where you want people to be located and skills. And you can put in article writing if that's the skill set you wanted them to have. And then you can interview them via Zoom and hire them. And there's a lot more to it than that. I actually have a course on hiring and finding and sourcing your own VA. But if you choose to sign up for free, please use my link, because it's just a nice thing to do. Okay, so yes, getting someone to build your social media out and post and schedule your social media and research the contact information on all of your LinkedIn people on the spreadsheet, because guess what? LinkedIn doesn't give you all that data. You have to actually go through and grab it. And so that can be done manually, or you can use a tool like I had with the CRM system. All right, don't forget to do a whole bunch of lives, right? And using softwares that will go on multiple streaming platforms. That is another way to tell people about what you're up to, and feature other people, do gratitude. I have something I call gratitude spotlights, where I feature and jump on and say wonderful things about others. This is still all going to lead people to find you, to follow you, to see what you're up to. Testimonials, if you don't ask, you don't get them, and you also should give some, give a little, get a little. So testimonials are really big and helping move things forward. We already kind of talked about posting parties. Okay, so if you do have an online, also absolutely do not forget to put in your signature line and all the signature line of your employees all of the ways people can work with you, including buying your online course or becoming an affiliate. Don't be afraid to have a very long, bulky, heavy signature line. There is nothing wrong with it, because then people who want to can scan it and grab anything they want out of it. And it's actually pretty useful and convenient for them, for you to have that. If you do have a course or even a book, you can create a small course with, if you've taken the time to publish a book, I totally think you should create a small course. And one of the things first of all, you want to own your own platform on some level, whether it's just on your WordPress site or something like that, where you distribute your course. You want to have as much ownership as you can of things like that. But then other places and having your course on multiple course sites is a good idea if it makes financial sense. If they're going to charge you an arm and a leg, or they're going to keep more money than it's worth, or any of that, then maybe not. Maybe you make, for me, I don't put my full courses on sites like Udemy, even though it's free to put a site on Udemy. I make micro versions of a course and put it on Udemy, and I'm fine with it being priced whatever Udemy prices it. And then to get the rest of the course, I tell them at the end of that micro course, hey, if this is a subject you want to take further and you really need more information, then go to, and then I send them to my platform and my course. But having people, having your courses on multiple sites where you can, and make sure you're following all the terms and conditions of the sites, because there are some rules about that. But I always say I'm the Italian mother of 7, but I'm not your mama. I'm not telling you anything financial, legal, or medical advice today. This is all information I know works for me. You have to use it how it works for you, and also check on based on your industry and business terms and rules and the terms and conditions of all these different platforms, what works for you. And I use Legal Shield. I'm actually also a rep of that, to make sure everything I'm doing is on the up and up. And I suggest that you work with someone who knows all the laws much better than me as well. But going through, and here's the deal. A lot of these sites are wonderful, and they have some sort of entry level one, it sounds too good to be true, honeymoon stage with you. But once you want to take any kind of relationship even deeper or even further, then they start to nickel and dime you to death with this monthly fee and that monthly fee. Oh, you want that feature? You have to pay this monthly fee now. Oh, you wanted that feature? Oh, now you really got to pay this monthly fee. And you're so in deep with them, you're too scared to leave. And so you start dumping all your money, and then you're paying more money than you are making money in courses. So it's not a good system. So what I say is, like I said, own your stuff, own a platform, but then have and just use the free little entry level version on multiple sites that make business sense for you, because then you're getting more exposure, right? And you want to do that without falling down the rabbit hole and getting in deep financially with them. So if you have a plan and you're using it for just exposure, then that is a wonderful thing. This is a bonus article on other amazing ways to promote your online courses. Remember, anything you're promoting, whether it's a course, a book, an event, a masterclass, whatever your service is, a lot of these ways can be adapted to meet whatever it is you're promoting. So don't be deterred if you say, well, I don't have an online course. I have a book, I have a masterclass, I have an event, I have a service, whatever. Just take a look at these different reasons. I just found that article to be a great resource, and I added it here. I also talked about making friends and having affiliates, especially with other people who are other book authors, other online course developers. Make friends and share and cross promote so that you guys are helping one another. Hey, what if some of this promotion costs some money? We talked about ads. We talked about hiring. We talked about ringless voicemail. You know, there are some price tags to some of these things we talked about. There's some great business funding. Reach out to Lisa's office first, always. They have amazing business funding opportunities. But I had another, and I would totally say this is a great place for business funding from everything I've heard and all the references I've received and the people I know, and I actually met with one of the leaders here. So check them out as well if that's something that you need, and please let them know I sent you, because that is not a link that tracks to me. So do let them know I sent you. Forums, guess what? They're not dead. We are almost done here. I know we're running out of time and everyone's hungry for lunch, but forums are really a very overlooked way to have conversations with your ideal customers. Now, the important thing is making sure that the forums you choose to spend your time in are actually people looking for your products and services or your ideal customers. But when that is the case, getting and building relationships and having conversations and answering questions with some of your business knowledge pertaining to your product or service or your course or your book can be really helpful. And it is a place that people forget to go. And this is just another really amazing women's business resource that I love. It's a collaborative group and community. They also have some free things occasionally, and they are running a monthly promotion right now where you can have all the benefits of their largest program for just a dollar for the entire month. And they have they have speed networking events and communities and collaboratives and all kinds of wonderful, wonderful, amazing things. And then this last, I'm going to show you last two more things, and then we will wrap it up for any possible questions. Oh, this is one of my other favorites. This Lunch and Learn helps you put together your 30-second commercial. You can attend these Lunch and Learns for free. They are fabulous. The people are wonderful. They also do some collaborative and cooperative investment together, and they're doing all kinds of interesting and innovative things. And the bulk of what they do is free for you to attend, at least as a visitor, several times. So another really amazing organization. Oh, wait, you know this organization. This organization has tons of courses, and Lisa started our event today with sharing just some of, whoops. Oh, this is my Restream. I lost the other one. Okay, so Restream is, if you're thinking about doing multiple live streams, I'm gonna, again, I don't have this one in the article, but I am gonna put it in the chat. If you're streaming on more than one platform, a lot of people say, oh yeah, I use StreamYard. Well, let me tell you, Restream launched some information. Let me make sure this is copied to the clipboard, and let's make sure that the chat is going to let me open it. Oh, there we go. Come on. And paste. So Restream is the one that we have chosen. I was going to show you the website for Lisa's organization, but it decided to go away. The Restream, the reason we use that one, and then this is just kind of a thank you at the end from my article. Now, the reason we chose Restream is because recently, about 4 months ago, their company put out a video, and they do something really unique in the streaming space. One, they can stream up to 30 different platforms at once. Secondly, you can have up to 9 guests, so you total of 10, so yourself and 9 others in a panel format, streaming and having a conversation and an interview, which is really exciting. And so not only can you stream on your platforms and all of their platforms, but you can, this is the new thing that I haven't seen on any other platforms. And if you see it, please let me know, because I'm happy to learn about other softwares that do this. But they're allowing a free guest stream link, up to 100 per stream. So if I'm on with 9 other people, and we plan this well on ahead, like maybe we planned it 3 months ago, and we reached out to all of our 50 to 100 people who love us, like the 10 of us who are going to be on the interview, right? I'm interviewing 9 other people, 9 other panelists, and each one of those reached out to their 50 to 100 people to say, hey, we're looking for 100 people who are willing to come on with us from 2 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon on this day. We're going to do a live stream interview, and here is a guest link. Will you share this on your platform? And if 100 of those people do, plus all the other, you're close to 150 places at one time for one live interview that is now being streamed. And it's a game changer, because we have always been at the mercy of these platforms, of what they decided was going to go viral, of what they push up in the feed, of what they decide is popular, because the more they push it up, the more comments and things it gets, and the more exposure it gets. This opportunity with using Restream in this way and pre-planning, especially for like bigger events, now puts the ability to be viral in our hands. It gives us an opportunity to take some control without having to pay massive amounts of money in ad funding, that might just go into some black hole and never give us a single lead. I cannot tell you the list of people who've told me, I have spent money on ads for this platform, that platform, and that platform, and never seen a penny back or a customer back from it. It happens all the time. So to be able to do this in a more organic format, and now you're paying Restream, But man, I just feel like it really puts the power back in our hands, which excites me in a really big way. So again, please use my link because that's how this stuff all works. Save the chat. And I hope that I brought you some information or some knowledge around the topic of promoting your event in powerful and creative and interesting ways. Obviously, without a huge team, you could not do all of them. But you could at least try a few and change some of what you're doing so that you don't have that definition of insanity breathing down your neck and trying to have different results with the same actions to have that happen. So, you know, I am Jessica Koch, and I am hoping that this information supported you today. I'm also hoping that someone else talks to me and someone else talks. Maybe there's a question or a comment or, you know, tell me how wonderful or horrible it was. Give me something. Breathe out there. Someone breathe.
A lot of information, Jessica. Gotta be somebody who wants to talk about it.
Yes, I'm going to call people out. Sarah, do you have any thoughts, comments, or other?
I do. So it is a lot of information, and it is maybe a little bit overwhelming to think about all of the things that go into effective promotion of the events. How much time should we realistically be dedicating to this sort of portion of the work?
So what kind of event do you have?
I don't have one yet.
So, so if you have an event, you want to give yourself at least, I like a 3-month leeway at minimum. I know a lot of people are doing, 4 weeks, 2 weeks, 6 weeks, just promote it, get out there and do it. It's not, I'm a little more old school. I come from a real marketing background, and I just feel like having a little more time to organize, plan, and implement these strategies is really key to getting a good turnout. I will tell you more than anything, I'm talking to a lot of my clients, and my clients are in 17 countries right now. And having phone calls be a part of the process is huge. So you want to allot at least a little bit of time for that, whether it's just yourself or a couple of people helping you. And you need to plan, I think, at least 10 hours to truly build out all the social media posts. What are we going to do for an email blast? What are we going to do for, like, where are we going to put these, creating the pieces, creating the banners? Because every one of these silly platforms that you can promote your event on and create events for, all the banner sizes are different. So you have to resize them in Canva. Hopefully you've got, you know, a better version of that so that you can easily do it. But, you know, there's all these persnickety things to think about, and building out the copy and getting someone who loves you and likes you to read the copy, to check it for errors, like my amazing misspelled course in the very first line of our event just proves for sure I am a human, not an alien. I am not perfect, so that's all good. But yeah, giving yourself a fair amount of time to organize, create, and then execute is very necessary. So
Thank you.
you're welcome. And Catherine, you're welcome to unmute. If you don't want to talk out loud for real, I'll read your comments. Are you there?
I can read it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just find it easier to put things in writing while it's on my mind, and I don't want to interrupt, you know, the conversation. So yeah, I was just wondering, you know, as Sarah was talking, you know, thinking about all these tools you've shown us. You gave that really helpful Excel spreadsheet at the beginning. Is that like your marketing plan where you keep track of all these different avenues that you use? Or
that's simply the place where we organize our monthly posting and scheduling. So that is just one piece of the pie. Now, when you use that, go ahead and click that link and make a copy. If you make a copy and change the name, you can use the layout and of course delete my stuff that's in it, but you'll be able to use that. And that's my gift to you. You can begin to set yourself up. And here's what I tell you, this is simpler than you think. If you want to plan out the next 3 months of your social media content, you create a sheet for each month at the bottom, and then you choose 3 themes. So this month it's going to be, I don't know what you do. So what do you do?
I'm a consultant, but and
So maybe it's business plan or mindset or knowing your numbers, or, you know, each month is a different theme. And then you jump on and you do a live for 3 to 15 minutes and talk about that theme. Well, from that, you can then create flat image posts. You'll have your video posts. You can sprinkle in some of the national days of, like, suddenly you have a full month's worth of content, right? Promoting whatever events you have and things like that. So that is just the social media's posting and scheduling layout and plan. Now, all of the pieces, I do have an action spreadsheet that I share with some of my clients when I work with them that gives them an action plan and strategies to achieve a specific goal. That's all one platform. It's a little bit like this. So if you were running, if you were planning out an event, the event would be the main goal for, and this action plan would be specific to that. And then each strategy, which we have in rows, we have multiple strategies to achieve that one specific goal, right? And then there's more columns with all of the other things that go with each one of those strategies, down to what do we need to do daily, weekly, and monthly to achieve this, right? So breaking and reverse engineering a lot of that, which I'm sure as a consultant you do, and I'm preaching to the choir. I'm sure you're brilliant with all those things. So hopefully that answers your question.
Yes, thank you. And no, I'm always looking for new ways or better ways to be effective. And, you know, and I haven't really marketed at all. It's just been word of mouth, but we're getting ready to look at some product development. And so
Cool.
wheels are churning.
That's awesome. Hopefully
this was all new to me completely. Not even
good.
LinkedIn am I using really effectively. So this is great.
Well, I have whole classes on LinkedIn. As a matter of fact, there are probably even some on the website with Bunky and Lisa I've done in the past through them for free on YouTube that you can find. But if you need more help, feel free to reach out to us. Anybody else? There's Ryan, and I don't know if it's Louis or Louise, maybe Louise. I'm terrible with names. But they're hiding. No comments, no thoughts, no questions. Now's your chance.
Everybody's quiet.
I know. Maybe they ran away for a glass of water. All right, Bunky, are you closing us out? Did Lisa have?
Yep. Yep. Well, thank you, Jessica. It was a lot of good information, and thank everyone for attending. And we'll be sending out the recording of or a link to the recording of this webinar, and also have an evaluation form that'll come along with it. And we would appreciate you filling out the evaluation and sending it back to us. It really is important to send it back, because we are a nonprofit, and that's how we get funding for these types of events. A lot depends on, the input that the people that watch these webinars, a lot of the input that they have determines, how much money and how far we can go. So
For sure.
anyway, if nobody has anything else, thanks again for attending. And Jessica, thank you as always. A lot of good information, and hopefully you'll when you get this, even in the chat section, visit our website, because we do have a lot more events coming up, and Jessica has a few of them. So with that, we'll say goodbye.
Bye, everybody. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Ryan. Bye, everybody. Bye, Lisa.